Welcome back to episode 4 of Scarlet Hollow. I will be playing a brief recap of the previous 3 episodes. So let's see what ends up happening to our protagonist in this episode. Thank you for watching, and if you are just tuning in, I hope you enjoy what you see. This playthrough of Scarlet Hollow is supposed to be making the worst possible choices. And we're going to find out what the outcome is. Thank you again. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. But before you can act, your stomach starts to churn. Again, the slime refuses to be contained. You've held it back too long, and it yearns to be free with a force more powerful than your comprehension. As it barrels through your esophagus, you spot a small trash can. You aim for it as best as you can before the slime erupts from your mouth. The run-down country ambience clashes terribly with the goth woman behind the counter, who has been eyeing you with something between curiosity and dawning horror. Oh my God. She was clearly trying to say it quietly, but of course you heard her. You're the only 2 people here. And then it emerges, an honest-to-goodness mountain lion, and there is something horribly wrong with it. It doesn't bother trying to hide now, leaping down into the clearing with killing intent in its wide yellow eyes, ready to finish what it started. And then... Damn! Nearly had the thing. Wait, a run-in? What kind of run-in? Was it supernatural? Like I said, you won't believe it. Now put that dang camera away. At least it's a nice night, even if the circumstances leave something to be desired. Help yourself to jerky. And as for the bear, I was planning on having both cans myself. But I suppose I can be convinced to spare one. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence, as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. It barely staggers back, the shove having done little more than shift the thing's attention to you. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. Gretchen! You both turn just in time to see the end of Gretchen's leash disappearing into the underbrush. Her yelps grow distant as she's dragged away. Your cousin reaches for the headlights. Zob, knob. You can ever so faintly make out the name tag on his jacket, Wayne. Welcome home. You're finally where you're meant to be. The figure steps out of the light, disappearing back into the darkness of the woods. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. But listen, you'd better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask, and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Oh, and by the way, you owe me $4.39 for the ice cream. Before you get the chance to decide whether or not to answer, it opens.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't scare you. My name is Sybil. I'm a family friend. Just thought I should stop by to check in on you.
The door slams shut in your faces. A lock clicks into place.
Oh dear. Was that the lock?
Just don't make yourself a burden, all right? I have a lot to do today. Oh, are we talking about a certain young man who may or may not have caught the boss's eye? That Sam Wayne fella, wasn't it? Whatever. If anyone asks, we never talked. Got it? I don't want to disappear, too. I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. Whatever you're looking for, you're barking up the wrong tree, so just go someplace else before Tabitha once again trails off. Both she and Stella have noticed the girl with the dark braid and glasses sneaking along the ridge. It's Rosalina, Kanika. We found her. She's headed up the hill. They went in? Does Stella have no sense of self-preservation? My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Wait a second. Where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there. Zomnom! Zomnom! Are you all right? Oh, wait! Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time. I promise. The 3 of you manage to squeeze through the entrance, just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. There are 2 of them now. As you ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the 2 of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Zomnon, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for those kids. I can't imagine how scared they must be. Morning. Is the new blend ready?
Of course. Somnam, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute. Well, if it ain't Somnam, Bo, this is Miss Scarlet's cousin. She was there with Stella that night in the woods.
It's a pleasure to meet you, miss. My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy.
Hope you've been faring better since all the unpleasantness.
Sorry if you stopped in to find me at the store. I'm taking a mental health day. He's a dog. Not only is this mayor a dog, but judging from the series of portraits lining the walls, every mayor of Scarlet Hollow has also been a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. It's hard to put a finger on it, but something compels you to dislike this man. I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Zomnom? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door's always open. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering at their creator. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little tense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourself comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. So, I was wondering if we could maybe watch a movie sometime this week while Zomnom is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves.
Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay?
Whoa.
This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain.
Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish brown. I'm going for it. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rise to attention. Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Before you have the chance to think, another door creaks open on what you thought was the ceiling.
There you are. This is quite the maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders.
The sins of father are to be laid upon the children. Forfeit your years, and I will finally leave.
A smell hits you, that now familiar wet, unwell odor.
What an annoying pest you are. But you couldn't keep me out for long. It seems we've exhausted its power. Holding all these bodies hostage must have been quite taxing. Come along, Zom Nom. It's desperate, but it has no power over you. There's no need to bow to the will of such a frayed and broken consciousness. Leave it to fester.
You fall towards the entrance, your legs still unsure of the ground beneath you, and the doors fly open. You're outside. It's real this time. A cool autumn breeze blows small piles of dried leaves across the steps of the library.
You made the right choice. It would have been so easy to fall for its tricks. I'm proud that you didn't. Be seeing you.
Sorry, I can't talk right now. See you later. She hurries off down the road.
Somnam, why don't you swing by the tea room tomorrow? Say, early afternoon? I'd love to chat for a little while. Come by any time. I'll be there all day.
You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. now commands the entirety of City Hall, a swirling void of wrath and despair that the people of this town will have to learn to ignore. Disaster looms its tallest, yet over Scarlet Hollow. You open your eyes. It's a new day. Last night seemed so far away. You can almost pretend the horrors you witnessed in the annex were nothing but a nightmare, chased away by the harsh morning light. But you know that the furious spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. yet lingers, locked behind the doors of the town hall, still tied to the earth by its hatred of you and your bloodline. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine, but your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hey, have you heard from Stella? I haven't been able to get a hold of her. Thought she might have at least checked in with you. You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. I'm sure she's fine. I don't know. I don't love the thought of her out there on her own with all the weird shit that's been happening in town. I know we haven't exactly gotten along, but we could. I know we haven't exactly gotten along, but we should meet up in town and look for her together. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. You make your way to the closet. There's no denying it. The doll moved at some point since your most recent visit. But your long dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. And judging by the residue that was left behind, you're pretty sure you know the culprit. That means he was in your room. But was he there while you were out the previous day? Or did he enter while you slept, unawares, just a few feet away? Something to mull over for the rest of the day. You open the drawers. The two possums stare up at you. They both have a bread now. That's nice. You close the drawers. This is their home now, and there's nothing you can do to change that. You might as well take a shower before starting the rest of your day. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. It feels good to wash away the grime of last night's haunting, but eventually you'll have to leave this place and confront the rest of the day. In the meantime, you think about someone special. Specifically, you think about Dr. Kelly and the way her commanding presence dominated yesterday's dinner. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. It's time to face your cousin. She's not here, but it looks like she left a note on the counter. Had to run, the librarian needed a new house, so I'm giving him the keys to the Maxwell place. And the miners decided to stage a strike today, of all days, so I won't be around. I know there's no point asking you not to do anything reckless, but I'm asking anyway. Be back late. Call if you get into trouble. Tabitha. Time to figure out the rest of your day. You make yourself a PB&J in anticipation for the long day ahead of you. And that's that. It's time to head to town. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery, gray light. Glimpses of pale figures dot your periphery. You haven't seen ditchlings in the middle of the day before. They're getting bolder. As you continue the trek to town, you pause to stare out at the mountain range beyond the holler, contemplating a world that's blissfully unaware of the danger threatening the citizens of this tiny town. The world outside feels less real with each passing day, as the strange reality of what's happening in Scarlet Hollow gently uproots what you'd always taken to be the truths of our world. Your everyday worries seem distant, overshadowed by a fear and dread that hasn't stopped building up since the moment you stepped off that bus. It isn't long until your journey from the estate is over, and you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Hey, you made it. I still haven't heard from Stella. And I've already seen a bunch of those ditchling things scurrying around in broad daylight. I know my mom said they're harmless, but we should start looking for her. I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today, that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. I should probably stop making fun of her whole new age mystic vibe. A lot's happened in the past couple of days. Still, there'll be plenty of time for tea after we've looked for Stella. We could always just chill. I'm sure Stella will be fine. No way, sorry. Any other week, I would probably take you up on that. But not this week. Not after we narrowly escaped a mind collapse and got possessed by a ghost. Is someone manning the general store while we go looking for Stella? Mom and Miles can deal for another day while we go looking for Stella. This is important. Not that the store isn't, but if something happened to her and I was spending my time minding that register, I don't think I could live with that. We might as well start by checking her house. Let's go. Let's check in with Oscar and Rosalina. They should be at the old Maxwell place. Tabitha dropped off the keys this morning. The old Maxwell place? So Tabitha put them up in a broken down ruin that should have been bulldozed years ago? Your cousin is gonna get an earful next time I see her. Kanika storms off down the road, and you follow close behind. You don't get far before the sound of growling and desperate hisses grab your attention. You turn to see a ditchling approach a cornered Pixel in an alley. He must have slipped out of the library with everyone else last night. The ditchling, distracted from its hunt by your arrival, cranes its neck to face you, its eyes settling on you with alien indifference. In the distance, you hear the furious patter of many feet approaching. You won't be alone for long. You find yourself frozen in silent horror, your eyes riveted as the ditchling turns back to its cornered prey. Hey, stop it! Before you can react, a small pack of dogs round the corner. They pounce on the creature, pulling it from the wall, and then taking turns biting and tearing at it until it's ripped to shreds. Their task complete, they saunter towards you. What are Daisy and Scraps doing out here? Are they leading some sort of ditchling hunting dog gang? Pixel timidly steps towards you. Pixel, you got out of the library. Oh, you poor cat. Come here. Pixel cautiously walks towards your group before clambering into your arms. He has a comfortable heft to him. I see how it is. Everyone likes Zomnom, even the cats. Thanks, guys. The pack of dogs scampers off, their work done. What the hell is going on in this town? Pixel in tow, you and your companions continue on to the old Maxwell place. The old Maxwell place. It was clearly once a mid-century modern home, and undoubtedly quite stylish for the time, but it's been abandoned for unknown decades, and moss and vines choke its exterior, barely concealing cracked walls and dust-clouded glass. Before you can approach, the door opens and Oscar's head pokes out from the entryway.
Hello? Oh, sorry if I startled y'all. The walls here are worn down enough. I could hear you coming from a block away.
Good morning, Oscar.
Thank goodness you found Pixel. Rosalina's been beside herself.
Oscar's voice is tired. He's had a long night, and it shows his graying face, seemingly having aged in the hours since you last saw him.
Please, come in.
Pixel, is he okay? Rosalina rushes forward, taking Pixel from your arms and hugging him close to her chest. How are y'all holding up?
I'm doing all right.
I'm fine. Things could be worse. You can tell she doesn't believe that. She's angry, and that anger is directed at you.
It really isn't as run down as it looks. And it's got all kinds of weird little features, like an intercom and a jacuzzi. Of course, none of them are really usable with the state of the place. We've turned on the water, and the pipes still work, at the very least. Though, I won't be drinking out of them until I've tested what comes out.
Did you say this place has a jacuzzi? Can I try it?
I don't think you want to bathe in whatever has been stuck in the pipes for the past 30 years.
No. I think you should try it. Maybe the lead poisoning or whatever will shave off enough years of your life for the ghost to be satisfied, and we can go home.
Rosalina, I didn't raise you to say things like that. If you can't be civil, you should go to another room while the adults talk.
I'll still be able to hear you. The walls in this house are more hole than wall. I'm sorry, Rosalina. You don't have anything to be sorry about. You didn't leave Alexis to die. And you didn't make me and my dad live here. Those dumb Scarlets don't care about helping people. They just want to save their own skins. What's going to happen to your career now that the library is closed? Rosalina's eyes burn a hole into your head.
That's a good question. I was up all night wondering the same thing. If things stay the way they are right now, it's essentially like the library burned down. The books are inaccessible. The building is unsalvageable. I don't even know what I would put on the insurance forms, or how I would explain this to the library board. So, for the time being, I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to do everything in my power to get it back before anyone has to know it was ever closed.
This house is actually pretty sweet. I thought it would be much worse. Yeah, it's so cool that we have to drink bottled water because this place is uninhabitable and what comes out of the faucets could kill us. I love that there's a plant growing out of the wall in my room and I can see right through to the outside.
Rosalina, I know you're upset, but taking it out on a near stranger is no way to deal with your emotions. And as far as I'm concerned, Zomnom is the only reason you aren't still down in those mines. So I'm personally quite grateful for what she's done for our family. Besides, it's not like we'll have to stay here for long. One way or another, we'll get our house back. There's no need for anyone to take on any permanent life-changing burdens on our behalf. I don't care what it takes. I'm not letting that creature get the last laugh.
Sure, that went so great the first time. I've had it with the big talk. I'm going to my room. Let me know if you actually manage to accomplish anything, or if we'll have to move to some tent in the woods next.
Rosalina storms off. As she leaves, Oscar's shoulders seem to unclench, a tension leaving him as he sighs dejectedly. As she leaves, Oscar's shoulders seem to unclench, a tension leaving him as he sighs dejectedly. Let's go outside and give her some space. Oscar, before we get sidetracked, we're not just here to talk about what happened in the library. Oh. Stella's been missing since last night. Oh. You haven't seen her, right? Not since last night. I know you've got a lot going on, but let us know if you see her around. After everything we went through last night, I'm worried about her. Before you go, there is something I wanted to get your thoughts on. As far as I'm aware, there was nothing paranormal going on in Scarlet Hollow before very recently. Now here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods, while entire buildings are taken over by supernatural creatures. You think there was an inciting event, right? I do. That's my thought too. It never like this in the holler before. That's my thought too. It was never like this in the holler before. Something must have happened that kicked off all this magic stuff. Whatever the cause of this, there must be some way to put this genie back in the bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have ever been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. The town archives are, unfortunately, in the library. Rosalina had been pestering me to make some sort of digital backup for months, but I never got around to it. So online sources it is. We'll fill you in on what little we know, so you at least have some place to start. I wonder if this could be the work of some sort of cult. And for all I know, you're all in on it. Kanika raises her eyebrows. Are you for real? No. I'm not part of a cult. Nor am I, or anyone else I know. As someone who's lived here my whole life, I sincerely doubt that there's anything remotely culty going on here. Which I know is exactly what a cultist would say. Take my word for it. No one in town is going to try to wicker man you. I think Sybil knows more than she's letting on. She wants me to come talk to her today. My mom? But she's always been such a crystals and herbs kind of lady. Not like someone who actually knows about supernatural stuff. She always had a strange air about her, hasn't she? I'd be interested to know what exactly she intends to discuss with you, Zomnom. I have a feeling she has more than tea to offer.
You're done here. You start to make your way back to town. Oh, looks like we're headed back out. Bye, Oscar. And let us know if you find anything.
I will. We're going to get the library back and we're going to figure out who. I will. We're going to get the library back and we're going to figure out how to fix whatever's wrong with this town.
So, that's Oscar. Any other ideas? We should check. We should go to the mines. I guess there's a decent chance Stella went to find your cousin since they're friends. Come on, I'll drive us. You follow Kanika to her van. It isn't long before you find yourself outside the Scarlet Mines. A wall of bodies, picket signs, and megaphones in hand forms a human barricade around the entrance to the Scarlet Mines. Is this a strike? They're striking? It's time Tabitha stopped taking her workforce for granted. I hope it's not weird to talk to them while they're in the middle of all this.
Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin.
Hail and well met, fellow countrymen. What goes on here? The miners stare at you.
A strike?
I have no horse in this race. I just got to town a few days ago. I have no allegiances.
Look, kid, so long as you don't get in our way, I don't care which side of this you're on.
Just for the record, I am on your side. And you know, if Stella were here, she'd just want everyone to somehow find a way to get along, which isn't not supporting the workers. All I'm saying is, almost everyone you know in town is on their side. The choice is pretty clear, no matter who you're related to, Zomnon.
We have enough support from our co-workers in the community that there isn't any stopping what's been started. The boss will have to hear us out if she wants anybody to get back to work.
Can we visit the dig site?
No way. There's a ton of dangerous equipment there, and the men working to rescue those kids don't need any more distractions.
It's bad enough having parents breathing down our necks. They're making the job that much harder.
They have every right to be at the dig site, but that one woman.
Becca's mom?
Yeah, they're being hassled enough as is.
Let's just go. Wait, before we go, have any of you seen Stella Richmond? She went missing sometime in the past day, and we haven't been able to find her.
The YouTuber?
She's the one on all the banned for property posters, right? We haven't seen her, and we've been out here all day, so we'd know if she come by.
We'll make sure to keep an eye out.
Can't say we'll be much help, though. Can't say we'll be much help, though. We'll just be standing round here for the foreseeable future. Well, that's that. I guess that's it for the mines. Come on, I'll drive us back to town and we can figure out our next move from there. Where to next? I'm supposed to get tea with your mom today. Maybe she'll have some ideas. Sure, We can humor her. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something, which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly. Fuck. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as the two of you enter.
Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, Zomnom. Hope you're sufficiently recovered from last night's fiasco.
Sorry, Mom. It's just that Stella's missing, and
Stella can take care of herself, unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea.
I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Zomnom about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you wanted to say to her.
I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears?
Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, Zomnom. Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. You couldn't help but notice something stiff and quiet in her demeanor as she obeyed her mother's stern command. There's something off here. It's as if There's something off here. It's as if Kanika's spirit dimmed at Sybil's words.
Shall we?
Sybil motions towards the tea room. What did you do to Kanika?
Do? It's as almost... Do? It almost sounds like you're accusing me of something. The only thing I did was tell her she should rest, as any mother would. And she listened, as any child would.
You push past the old woman heading up the staircase to Kanika's room. Sybil calls after you, but you ignore her. Something isn't right here. As you walk away, Sybil calls out to you.
You should really hear me out. Your fate may depend on it.
You defiantly walk up the stairs. Sybil can't stop you from seeing her daughter. As you do so, your thoughts flash back to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even the memory of the door tugs at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. You knock on Kanika's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lie down for a while. You don't have to listen to your mom, you know. You're an adult. Let's get out of there. You don't have to listen to your mom, you know. You're an adult. Let's get out of here. Oh, hey. Sorry, Zomnom. My mom was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it, or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. Looks like you're on your own. You make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of You make your way up the familiar hill. Son of a bitch. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your rib cage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. The side of the mountain looks really close to the terrace, maybe even close enough to jump. What are the odds that the terrace door is locked? You're pretty sure you can make the jump to the second floor, at least with the running start. You make your way up the hill and bend your knees in anticipation, and then you jump. You land and try the door. It's unlocked. The upstairs of the clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture is covered in plain white sheets, and a thick layer of dust coats the floor. This place hasn't seen any use in years. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You're here now, and it knows you're here. And you know exactly what it is, another stone carving, eager to show you its secrets. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Samnam, what are you doing in the morgue? Oh my god. You died, and she Frankensteined you back to life. I didn't die, and nobody got Frankensteined. Sometimes I just sleep down here. It's easier. He avoids your gaze, clearly embarrassed to admit it. His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kinda looked possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. Use your words. Don't let this fervor consume you. Be present in the moment. You inhale deeply and take in your surroundings. You can't help but notice that one of the body storage drawers is labeled Pearl and Scarlet. You step forward and pull out the drawer. So this is your Aunt Pearlan, Cole, Baroness of the Scarlet Mines and local she-devil that it seemed no one, not even her own daughter, was able to mourn. This is not the first corpse you've seen, but it feels the same as any other. She's an empty body now, the warmth and energy of a life now dissipated, the same as your mother was, and the same as you'll be one day. The state of her body doesn't reflect the pus-covered napkins you found cleaning the bathroom the other day. Cold air rises from her bluish skin, her vacant. Cold air rises from her bluish skin, her vacant, filmy eyes staring up at nothing. You try to imagine what she may have looked like alive and breathing, slinging subtle insults at the townsfolk, but it's hard to picture any expression on a face so stiff and cold, with death. Making sure she didn't walk off. She's totally faking it. I bet she's behind everything. She looks pretty dead to me. But I guess looks can be deceiving. I'll make sure the doc locks her drawer from here on out. She won't be faking it for long when she's locked in a big refrigerator. Unless she winds up being a zombie or something. That would be lame. Zombies are so overdone. Having seen what there was to see, you slide the drawer back in and close it. Let me inside. Inside the wall? You stare longingly at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the doc out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds. Get the doc out of our hair? Yeah. If I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Sure. Yeah. If I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true, anyway. Wow, manipulating her using your illness. Classy. Call me manipulative all you want, but sometimes I just need time to myself. If that means I have to tell a little white lie every now and then, so be it. I can live with that. Yes, I will destroy the wall. Wow, you are seriously desperate about that wall. I'll make it quick. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited. His usual door fucking Christ. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited. His usual door demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out though. Really? I thought I just picked some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too.
That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy.
It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back.
Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy.
You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing.
It worked.
The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place.
Come on up. We don't have long until she's back.
As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it.
It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first.
You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office.
I don't see an axe in here.
He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye, some sort of records with your family's name on them. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents.
Find something interesting?
They're your family's death certificates. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, born May 24th, 1890, died 1918, aged 28, cause of death, crushed in mine collapse, body not recovered, signed by his brother, Enoch Scarlet. Joseph Scarlet, born April 1914, died June 7th, 1944. Louis Scarlet, born August 1920, died June 6, 1944. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edward Dean's brothers. Certificate of fetal death, infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlet, delivered April 3rd, 1945, stillbirth, mother, Edward Dean Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth, no doctor present. Home, burial. Alexandra Scarlet, born December 12th, 1947, died August 20th, 1957. Aged 9, missing, presumed dead, signed by mother Edwardine Scarlet. Alexandra, the owner of the doll, so she went missing. Mary Bell Scarlet, born September 3rd, 1946, died October 30th, 1963, aged 17. Cause of death, complications during childbirth, signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Wow, that's a lot of kids to outlive. Cause of death, sleep apnea, discovered by her daughter, Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed.
Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cushed her with that mouthful.
I'm definitely going to make fun of her for that later. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9, 1913, died February 12, 2003, aged 89. Cause of death, heart failure. Signed by her granddaughter, Pearl Ann Scarlet. Pretty normal. Almost made it to 90. Died of a normal old person illness. Enoch Scarlet, born September 9th, 1887, died August 20th, 1957, aged 69. Cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height.
Whoa, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient.
Reese's eyes flick up to the doorway, and a second later, you hear the sound of the front door handle being turned. His hand is on your shoulder before you even register what's happening, and you're being pushed back and out of view of the front door. Shit. I'm not supposed to be in here. We gotta hide. He hurries to the closet door, motioning you inside. You slip past him and squish yourself into what little space is available in the nearly full closet. Reese is close on your heels. There's not enough room. Hide somewhere else. You close the door as Reese scrambles to find a new hiding spot. Shit. He lets out a panicked whisper as he scrambles to find another spot. Dr. Kelly's footsteps disappear further into the clinic. There's a long moment of silence. Neither of you makes a sound. The footsteps return. They get louder, approaching the open office door, and then they stop. Much to your relief, she opens another door, leaving the main clinic. We're in the clear. We've probably only got a minute or two until she comes back, so let's make it count. The medical supply room is probably our best bet. If any other room in the clinic is likely to have a fire axe, it's probably the room full of chemicals. This way. He motions you down a hallway, slipping through the slightly ajar door of what you assume to be the supply room. Yes, there it is. Keys. Keys. Here we go. He rushes over to the cabinet that contains a bright red axe, pulling the glass door open. Your axe. A splash of brown catches your eye. There's a small sprig of what almost look like furry berries with a wide 8-pronged leaf still attached at the base. The end of the sprig is leaking sap onto the countertop. It's fresh. Now we can. Reese stops mid-sentence as he notices you staring at the plant. He stoops to pick it up. Does she make her own medicine? He puts it down, but not before breaking off a berry and sliding it into his pocket. I don't think she's allowed to do that. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just for storing stuff she orders for patients from a pharmacist in Brevard. Why would she be making her own? Before you can answer, the two of you hear something in the distance and turn to listen intently. That was the door from the house. Come on. If we hurry, we can get you back downstairs. I'll run interference. Go downstairs, quick. You can hear her approaching now, floorboards creaking in the hallway on the other side of the office. You follow Reese's instruction, once again staring down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right. We did have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge. But there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers. So if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. Can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay. I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door close, and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey. Wall, wall, wall. Have at it. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There is some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Holy shit. The splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back here. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthy mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room, beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward, and you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing, rotting away for decades, behind some flimsy drywall. Why is this place hidden away? A lot of awful stuff happened at this hospital. Maybe people just felt the need to bury those memories. Or maybe a pipe burst or something. I don't know. You step forward into the unknown. You don't bother to retrieve the axe. The final wall concealing the carving is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do?
Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research, and I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out. I promise. I went to talk to the witch.
A witch? But that's nonsense.
It's all right. It's all sorted. We're taking you home today and everything will be resolved by this time next week.
Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you'd slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving, and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? You didn't call an ambulance when I started seizing? Stella said you did something similar a couple of days ago. I figured it might just be something that happens to you every now and then. I know. I wouldn't want somebody calling an ambulance for me every time I had an episode. Going to the hospital sucks. Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No. I snuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come too in the morgue. I think Dr. Kelly should look me over. These seizures can't be good for me. I don't think you'll want her to do that. While you were out, I looked this up. She's not the kind of doctor you want in charge of your health care. I should know. I'm the one she's been poisoning for years. I refuse to take my medicine, so she's on the warpath up there. I have no idea what she's doing, but I've blocked my door. She can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. I'm leaving. Why? You're safer down here with me than out there. Out there, she could hurt you, or someone else could. It'll just be a few hours maximum. Then we'll both be free. I promise. There is something different about Reese. You swear he's taller than he was before, that his fingernails are just a little longer. You'd think it was all in your head, but there's something fundamentally different about him. Before he was muted and dulled. Now he's practically crackling with electricity, your hair standing on end as he stares down at you. I said, I'm leaving. Yeah. And how are you going to get out without the doc noticing you? If she knows you had something to do with this, there's no telling what she might do to make sure you can't tell anyone else. If she was fine keeping me trapped down here, half dead, what else is she capable of? Murder? Reese's movements are becoming more erratic, his voice rising as he starts to panic. Let me go. Oh, I'm sorry. I must be acting strange. I feel strange. I think it's all the adrenaline. Finding out that the reality I thought I was living has always been a malicious lie made up by the person who was supposed to protect me. It's put me in fight or flight. It would just be so easy for her to do something awful to you, then lock me down here. She could take away any means of calling for help, paint over the windows, and keep poisoning me until my body finally gives out. There's a knock on the window.
Leave now before this situation escalates.
Who the hell are you? Oh God, not you. Why do you follow me everywhere I go? Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the window. Good luck, freak. That glass is shatterproof. You feel a hand on your shoulder and are thrown back from the window. Get away. Leave us alone. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. The window shatters.
Grab my hand. I'll pull you out. Enemies all around us.
In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, and Wayne along with it.
You're safer down here. I'll be back. Just gotta go handle the doc. Then neither of us will have anything to worry about.
Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his creations. Reese said you should stay here, so you will. There are a few moments of silence. It's interrupted by some kind of percussive sound, like a quiet gunshot. You hear heavy, stumbling footsteps. Then Dr. Kelly screams. It cuts out, interrupted. You can only imagine why. The silence returns. then footsteps on the stairs down to the basement.
It's done. She's not a problem anymore.
What are you?
I'm human. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm human. I don't think humans can do what I just did. So, maybe I'm something else. Do I look different?
Look in a mirror. He shambles to the bathroom.
Oh.
As he comes back into view, you see his features shift, his bones audibly popping as they reset under his skin into a slightly more human, yet still monstrous form.
I don't remember how it's supposed to fit together. I don't think I want to. This feels right.
Did you know what you really were?
No, but a lot of things make sense now. Weird little memories I always thought were just figments of my imagination.
There's a creak on the stairs above you.
Come along, Zomnom. Don't waste another second talking to it. It's unstable. You're real. I am better get running.
Pure terror in his eyes, Reese scrambles through the window and bounds off into the wilderness, his creations pouring out after him.
Shall we?
What is he?
A mistake.
Aren't you going after him?
No, he's not worth my time now that you are safe. Be seeing you.
You bolt up the stairs and out of the clinic. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream. And now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. It's time to go home. Your body completely exhausted, you start the slow trudge back up to the estate. Your shoes feel like they're filled with lead. Hopefully, you'll find Stella tomorrow. The estate feels empty, wind howling through its abandoned halls, the very foundations creaking beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. As your eyes sink, you realize that something smells off about the room. It smells rotten. You jolt awake as the door creaks.
Don't look so frightened. I was just going to say good night and to give you a word of advice. Tabitha won't be around tomorrow. Too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you. And you might be surprised at what you find. Until then, sleep well.
Wait! Wayne pauses at the door.
Yes.
Seems like Reese gave you a run for your money. Wayne emits a strange kind of coughing sound. You realize he's laughing.
He managed to catch me off guard. Those constructs of his were an interesting little trick, but that's all they were. He won't be so lucky next time.
Why are you following me around? Why not Stella or Kanika or Sybil? Why not Tabitha?
Because you're special.
But why? Why am I so special?
You simply do you not feel the ties that bind us? They are unbreakable.
I don't need you looking after me all the time.
Evidence would suggest otherwise. Whether you think you need protecting or not, I'll be there for you. I will always be there for you.
Did you do something to Stella?
I didn't have to. She didn't have it in her to stand by your side. Remember that. If you find her, she won't be there if you need her. Good night, Zom Nom.
Wayne leaves your room and closes the door behind him. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming, a sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. You close your eyes, your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese out in the woods somewhere, bloodstained and free. And then you think of nothing. And thanks again for watching episode 4 of Scarlet Hollow.